Hi, this is Josh McDowell. How I wish I could be with you and just sit down eye to eye and share with you the urgency of this subject. Folks, if we don't do something soon, we will lose. We are losing right now, but we will totally lose our own children, our grandkids. You say, why? For this concept, it's only one click away. And I'm talking about the internet. Do you realize there's 2.2 billion people on the internet right now? And of those 2.2 billion people, 42.7% go to pornography on the internet? That's a billion people almost. And then you take the biggest group from 12 to 25 years of age, 60 some percent of them, and that includes Christian kids, are going to pornography on the internet. Of all the searches done on the internet, which are hundreds of millions a day, 35% is for pornography. Of all downloads in the world from the internet, 25% pornography. Do you know how many pornographic emails circulated today? Just today? No, you don't. It's 2.5 billion pornographic emails circulated today. Peer to peer. You probably might not know what that means, but your kids probably do. P2P. It means this: there's a way to download like pornographic movies, whatever, from computer to computer without going through a website. You can do it in a Christian home, and the Christian kids are doing it, where parents have a filter, and often the filter doesn't pick it up. They can download P2P an entire pornographic movie and not be detected by the parents. Do you know how many times that was done? Mainly by young people. Today, 1.5 billion just today. 47% of all Christian families, the number one problem is pornography. Some reports have that up to 50% of pastors are addicted or hooked on pornography. Of men who have gone to Promise Keepers, 53% go to pornography regularly on the internet. And it's happening with our children. Why? Because it's all just one click away. We used to be able to kind of protect our kids from the input of the media. They couldn't go in and buy a pornographic magazine or anything until they were 18. You couldn't get into a movie, etc., etc., etc. But now it's all just one click away on their computer. You say, well, we have a filter in our computer. That's good. But do you have a filter on their cell phones, their iPhone, their iPad? You say, well, yes, we'll do that. What about their friend's cell phone, their friend's iPad? Do you realize over 50% of everything that takes place on the internet does not take place through a computer? It takes place through a handheld device. And what is happening? We are experiencing intrusive sexual immorality right into the lives of our Christian kids. And if we don't do something, then we are at fault. There's several things we must do. One, we must start younger. You say younger, like 15, 6, no, 6, 7 years old. You say that's ridiculous. You think it is? Look, the average age for going to pornography on the internet is 11 years old. And that's for Christian kids too. 11 years old. And they say now that from 6 to 10, 11 years old, Christian parents, moms will say, well, my kids are not into sex. They don't care about sex. You know, you're right, they don't. But here's where you're missing the point. From 6 to about 10, 11 years old, there's an unbelievable curiosity. And you know what research in life shows? That if we as parents do not satisfy that curiosity, their peers will. Other family members will, and it won't be the way you would do it as mom or dad. And they've learned that how a child's curiosity is satisfied between 6 and 10, 11 years old will pretty well determine their attitude and their sexual behavior from 13 to 19. We must start younger. One woman called me the other day, a pastor's wife from Texas called and said that they had a sleepover. Her daughter was at a sleepover, and 10-year-olds. And the mother walked in and found them, these 10-year-olds, photographing their own private parts on one of the kids' cell phones and emailing it to guys at 10 years. The mother was shocked. I said, have you ever talked to your daughter? I said, oh no, she's only 10. I said, you have got to start. at 6, 7 years old. And not the big talk, that's obsolete. It's a day in, day out, the regular conversation. You step in, meet the need, you step back. We've got to start young. I was speaking to a missionary group, a very evangelistic organization, very conservative, and I spoke for 2 hours on sexuality. Some of them thought I was a little too frank, and then when I told them to start with young kids, they said, oh, no, it doesn't happen. In the next 3 days, 10 staff from that organization came to me and said that their child was with them, and that in the last 2 to 3 days, their child, now one was 14, one 12, the rest were under 12 years of age, told them that they were addicted to pornography on the internet. And every parent said, I had no idea. I'll tell you this, folks. If we don't talk to our kids before they're exposed, and 90% of all Christian kids, which go to pornography, and 80% of them do, never went on purpose. They were doing a homework, something else. They were searching out something, and pornography popped up. If we don't reach our kids before they are exposed, we can well lose them. And it's not their fault, it's our fault. And the other thing, it's best done through parents. We must start young. And third, all research shows one of the 2 top things that will influence a child's sexuality to the positive is accurate information at a young age. Accurate information. This is why I spent so much time doing these resources for pastors, for youth pastors, for parents, for young people. One is a 3-hour DVD of 43 questions with the answers about 3 minutes long. Some are 10 or 12 because you couldn't answer them in 3 minutes. And this is for parents to listen to watch, to study, where it will inform you to help your young people and to use this to work with your young people. Something comes up and say, you know, I think Josh dealt with that. It's 25 students from 5 countries in a coffee shop, and we interact on sexuality. It is biblically based, medically sound, and culturally relevant. And then the book, The Bare Facts on Sex, Love, and Relationships. I beg you, if you don't use these, get something that will give you accurate medical information that is culturally relevant and biblically sound, and we can make a difference in our children's lives. You are not going to defeat pornography. You're not going to. It's on the internet. It's going to stay there. What we need to do is upgrade our kids, upgrade our families to be able to deal with it in a righteous way. Thank you for letting me share my heart with you.